Hi everyone and welcome back to 5 Minute Family Search. So I am back on Find a Record. I am just going to scroll down here to these boxes. We've already talked about sources, person, relationships, and now we're going to go into problems. So I'm just going to click the down arrow and it's going to bring me here. And let's go through these. Again, you can do all of them at once, or you could go through and just do one at a time, however you want to do this. But here are the problems that it is finding in my tree, and they are some big problems. A person born before their parents, child born before marriage, children too close, so that could mean that the birth dates are wrong, or maybe there's a child in there that shouldn't be in there, that he doesn't belong in that family. Person died before they were born. That's definitely a problem. A marriage after death or a possible duplicate person. Now, possible duplicate persons, I'm not going to touch on. I'm going to go ahead and click this so I can generate that list. I'm not going to talk about possible duplicates. We talked about that back in the family search videos. There's a whole section on that to how to take all of these records that have been created and take them down to one record. And again, the problem that generates that is people get excited to get into family search and start working on information and they find somebody and they put them in, but they forget to check to see if they're already in the system. And many times they are. So that will just create multiple records for a person. So we need to go in and to merge all of those records into one. So remember, Family Search is a server. People work on it worldwide. It's not a personal thing. So whenever you put information in, it can be changed and manipulated or deleted or left alone. It just depends on the actual person and anybody else that could be working on your line. So I have put everything. I'm going to go ahead and take off possible duplicates because there's quite a few of those. So here it is found Harriet Steele, my fourth great grandmother. It's saying a child was born before marriage. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the details page. And it says it is abnormal for a child to be born before a couple is married. It is possible when the child is adopted or is a stepchild. In this case, the parent relationship type needs to be changed from biological to adopted, foster, guardianship, or step. And I did show you how to do that in the Family Search video series. You can check the marriages with the following people to verify the marriage date, the children's birth dates, and the parent relationship type. So it really goes through and tells you step by step of what to do to how to correct that information. So I would just go into Lorenzo Newman and Philo Newman's records and take a look and start looking at the dates, look at the marriages, look at the couple, see all their information and try to make sure that I get that fixed. When I do, I can come up here and click fixed. Now I'm going to go back to the previous screen for for Find a Record. It's still trying to load more. We're just going to come up here and change this. And I'm going to go ahead and put in another relative that I know has problems with his information. So I'm going to put in his ID number and I'm going to click go. And it's going to take me over to it's going to take me here and find a record and it's going to put him as the main person or as the root person. And it's loading opportunities for him. So here is a problem that it found, the child born before marriage, which is what we just talked about. And I think the next one that it's going to generate is the same thing. Since I've taken off the possible duplicates, yeah, child born before marriage. So I would do the same thing. I would go in and I would fix that information and I would come back out and say fixed. And sometimes I don't know if it honestly is catching every mistake because my tree is not that clean. I know that there's a lot of problems in there that I have seen that I haven't gone back and corrected yet. And so it may not catch every single problem. But possible duplicates, if that is something that you want to get in, if you click on that, it will start pulling up several opportunities for you to start working in possible duplicates. So this is just something that is very important to learn to how to get into fixed problems. Let me show you one thing. So with Maria, if I go into her details page and I go into her family tree, I'm going to show you why it's thinking there are problems. And I've already clicked on it because my computer seems to be slow today, and so I want to go ahead and just show you quickly. So here is Maria, and here is the information. And if you come in here, this is what's creating the problem. So you see this marriage? It says before 1780. So these children are born 1774, 1776, 1778, 1780. So it's flagging it saying that these children were born before the marriage. We don't have an actual marriage date. We just know it was before 1780. So that is why the computer is sending up a big red flag saying these children were born before. So what I would need to do is to come in here and to find information on their marriage. We know where it happened, but we don't know the actual date. So to fix that problem for all of these children that are going to keep coming up and find a record is to come into this marriage and to fix that date and make it a specific date. We know that it's going to be before 1774, so I can start searching marriage records around that time and get that specific information and put it into my tree to resolve all of those problems with the children. But that is how, let me come back out to find a record. That is how in find a record, and we're going to go back one screen, we can come in and just look for problems that are inside our family tree. Again, if you're not getting a lot of them, your two options are to extend out your generations on yourself or to come in here and to change the ID number of the person that the search starts with so it can start looking for different information.